All right, welcome everyone. I am so happy to have you all here today. I hope you just see that I am glowing with excitement because I am so passionate about this topic. So, today you are here for how to master a millionaire mind without the hustle and grind. I am so passionate about this because myself as an entrepreneur, and just to be clear, you do not have to be an entrepreneur to get something out of this workshop, but in life, we are bombarded by this message that we have to always be in constant action and we have to be consistent and more productive and we have to hustle and grind and wake up at 5 a.m. and it's exhausting. And for me, it did not serve me well. It really made me very anxious. I did not feel good in my body. I also was not making money living this way. So I want to really show you how to manifest your dream life by actually doing less and feeling better while you're doing it. Okay, so this webinar is for you. I want to be really clear who this webinar is for and who is going to get the most out of this workshop. If you leave right now, that is totally cool. I will not be offended. So this masterclass specifically is for entrepreneurs or leaders. Again, you do not have to be an entrepreneur, but you do have to be forward thinking and a leader. And you want to create more in your life, more wealth, more happiness, more joy. You might be stuck right now feeling every morning like you are anxious, overwhelmed, and stressed, and you're kind of looking for that shift. You know you don't really feel at your best and you want to feel better. You know that making money can be easier, but right now making money for you is hard. You know there is something more, but you don't know another way. You want to see more results in your professional as well as your personal life. You got a to-do list from here to kingdom come. You don't know where to start and you don't seem to be making any progress. You are in constant action. You are go, go, go. You want to jump off the hamster wheel while still not sacrificing your career and your happiness, right? And we don't have to sacrifice both. So in this masterclass, we're going to talk about essentially how to balance that, some routines to do that. And if you don't feel like you're in constant action and hustle and grind, that's okay too, because I know you might resonate with this content because you just want to do less and make more. So that is really the big thing here, as well as we will talk about different strategies to discover your blind spots, which a lot of people said they were interested in order to transform your network, your community, your relationships, yourself, and your business. All right. So let me know in the chat box why you're here. If any of these numbers resonate with you, pop them in, what number you are, and that way I can kind of gauge the crowd and find out where all of you are at. So today's agenda, kind of went over it a little bit already. We are going to go through simple daily routines and strategies that will help you get out of this hustle and action and start rewiring your brain so that you can live in a millionaire mind. And I'll talk a little bit more about what my definition of millionaire mind is. I will also give you my specific 5-step framework to uncover your blind spots and live as a millionaire. And that means something different to every person. So I don't want you to get caught up on that word. Again, we'll talk about it a little bit later. You're also going to discover how rewiring your brain and mastering a millionaire mind will actually transform your network, your relationships, yourself, and your business, because how you do one thing, you do everything. And I want you to stick to the end because for being on this workshop live, I have a special gift for you. So I love to give and I'm so grateful for your time. All right. My big promise for this workshop is that you do not have to feel the way you are currently feeling. Life can be easier than you think it can, and it can be even greater than you think it is right now. You don't have to do this alone, and you can essentially have it all. You can have an amazing network, friendships, your relationships, your business, and feel good, despite what people tell you, because I know this is not necessarily common discussion. All right, just a couple housekeeping items, comments and questions. So as you can see here, I've been asking you some questions feel free to pop it in the comments. You'll see a chat box at the bottom. You can either message me directly, which is a panelist, or you can do me and the attendees. If you include the attendees, everybody else will be able to see it. If you so you can pop your questions in there. I may not get to all the questions during the masterclass, but I will leave time for questions at the end. So feel free to stick around, and I am happy to help you in whatever way I can. If you want to connect one-on-one, the easiest way, go onto my Instagram. This is my Instagram. Many of you probably already follow me, but if you do not, it is I am Vanessa O. Just DM me Millionaire. I will know that you are listening to this masterclass in a replay or you are on live, and I will respond to you personally. And if you need, we can get on a one-on-one call as well. And as promised, I will give you a gift at the end of this masterclass for being here. Okay, so I know right now in your life, you might be feeling alone, crying yourself to sleep, feeling really lost on your journey because you're losing friends and relationships. You might be confused about what your next best steps are. You know, where do I go from here? I know where I want to go, but I have no idea how to get there. You might be scared financially, not sure how you're going to pay for your mortgage, your house, and or any financial goals that you might have. You might be really certain about what you want to create, but have no idea how to get there. You might also be in victim mode, sorry to say it. You might be feeling a little sorry for yourself and where you are. Maybe you're feeling behind, or that you haven't had as many opportunities as other people. We're going to chat about that. And you might be waking up feeling tons of anxiety, overwhelm, stress, and or throughout your day or even in the evening. Everyone's a little bit different, but really pay attention and ask yourself right now, how am I feeling on a regular basis? I remember when I saw the movie Inside Out. It is literally a cartoon, but it was a defining moment in my life. And they depict your emotions in your brain as different bubbles. And they had happy, you know, sad, angry. And when I watched that movie, I thought to myself, shit, my bubbles are mostly sad. So ask yourself how you're feeling on a daily basis. And you might also be doubting yourself that you can do this, that you can show up, and you might be kind of overwhelmed by fear and insecurity. So if any of these are you, we'll be talking about all of these elements. Now, I really, really want you to ask yourself, this is so, so important. And here's where you might want to write down this question and journal it this evening. What is your current life costing you? Financially, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually? Because not doing something and staying where you are and staying in discomfort or staying in this anxiety or stress or wherever you are in your life right now, what is it actually costing you? Your inner peace, your relationships, your health, right? Especially coming out of COVID, many of us have adapted coping mechanisms and patterns that are not serving us, and it is now costing us in our real life. I saw a research study that Bumble did saying more people now are canceling dates or meetups because they're not feeling secure in who they are, and they're getting scared to meet people in person because maybe they put on weight during COVID and they're not feeling at their best self. And so you can comment in the chat box right now and even just tell me, what is your current life costing you financially, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually? Knowing this cost and knowing that if in 6 months you could change this and your whole life would look different, how much would you pay for that, really? What would that mean to you? And on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you want that to change? Because if you don't want it to change that much, that's okay. Then the rest of the tips might not be for you. But if you are really ready to commit and make these changes in your life, then I know these routines will help you. Okay, so this is going to be trigger warning in this in this slide, and we're going to talk about it a little bit more later because I don't want you to get up all tied up in a knot here. So you think that your problem is your friends, your finances, your business, your clients, your confidence, your experiences, your home. All of these things are a symptom of the real problem. And the real problem is you and what's going on up here. And I do not mean this I don't want you to feel guilty. I don't want you to feel like I am judging or attacking in any way, because I'm going to explain this further, because this is actually a good thing. Everything that you are experiencing in your life is a symptom of what's going on in here. You are either stuck in routines that are no longer serving you, and I'm going to show you how to tweak that. You're stuck in thought patterns and habits that are no longer serving you and or that you're not aware of. So here's where your blind spots might come in. And you may not be showing up in the world like I know you can, because even though I don't know all of you personally, I will love to get to know you personally. I believe in you so much, and sometimes see your life greater than you can even see it for yourself. So really ask yourself if you're holding yourself back in this. And hopefully at the end of this masterclass, you'll also see that. So I'm going to show you some ways out here. Okay, so I'd like you to close your eyes, and I can't see you closing your eyes because this is virtual right now. So I'm going to trust you. Close your eyes. I want you to take 3 deep breaths. I'm going to do it with you. I get so excited on these master classes. So take 3 deep breaths. One more. And I want you to ask yourself, what does complete freedom feel like in my life? What does that look like in my life? Personally, professionally, what does freedom mean to you? Does it mean never having to look at how much something costs, or being able to travel whenever you want, or being able to follow your passions and your joy? What does complete freedom feel like? And then I want you to ask yourself, what does it feel like and look like to be my most confident, vibrant self? What would it look like for you to show up every day as your most confident self and just go after all of your desires and be completely clear and confident about your next steps and where you're going to go and how you're going to get there? And what would it feel like as your best, most confident self to not be impacted by your external environment and what's going on around you? To not be worrying about what your partner is doing or your friends are doing, and for it not to affect your inner peace, because nothing is worth you losing your inner peace over. And what would it feel like to be completely fulfilled in your career and be surrounded by the most uplifting friends and clients and colleagues and mentors and relationships? So much so that it all comes to you with ease. What does living a magical life feel like and look like to you? Are you allowing in the magic, or are you holding on so tight, trying to control what's going to happen and how you're going to get there? And I get it. We're going to talk more about that, how to release that so that you don't get stuck in the hustle and grind anymore. So I want you to take a deep breath and take all of that in, of how that really feels to live in complete freedom as your most confident, beautiful self, with everything coming to you with ease. And you can see the smile on my face, just feeling it for you. And so make a note, you can come back to that, but it's so important for us to connect to that vision so we know what is right for you. Okay, so just quickly, I'm not going to spend a lot of time here because nobody really cares who I am. They just want to know all the information. So just a quick slide about me. If you don't know who I am, I'm a life and business coach. I work with athletes, celebrities, entrepreneurs, corporations, and I really help them to achieve success with ease, flow, and help them reach peak performance so that they are making money while still feeling good. So that is a little bit about me. And I truly believe that we don't have to subscribe to all these things we're being told. You can tune into what's right for you, and it can be real good. All right, a little bit about my story, because I am just like you. I have felt super alone. I have woken up with so much stress, anxiety, overwhelm, depression. I had suicidal thoughts. I wondered and questioned, like, what the heck is the reason for life? I, was alone. I would cry myself to sleep and wonder when I was going to find a partner. I lost my mom when I was 18 and really felt really alone. I read all the self-help books and thought I knew everything. I knew I wanted more. I was an entrepreneur really trying to make it and couldn't afford food and or my mortgage. So I get it. I get what it's like to be stuck there. And I tell you this because I don't want you to feel like, oh, I've never been there. I've never felt that, because all of the tools I'm going to teach you in this masterclass are going to help you with that. Because I don't want you to think, well, this would be easy for you because you've probably never worried about paying your bills. And I want you to know that I have, and this still works because I spent years mastering all of these techniques so that I could teach you so you didn't have to spend that time. I call it my mental Olympics time, where I'd spend 2 to 4 hours a day in meditation and visualization and journaling and studying for me so that I could end up helping you, although I didn't know it at the time, but now I can, and I'm so grateful for it. If you want to know more about my story, DM me and we can definitely chat more. All right, let's go. So we're going in it. How to master a millionaire mind without the hustle and grind. Manifest your dreams by doing less and achieving more. Everybody up for that? Yes? Say yes if you are up for doing less and achieving more. Hello? Okay, so here we go. Stuck in the hustle and grind. So we're going to talk about how to release you from this hustle and grind. And the kicker is you might not even know you're there. I did not know I was stuck in the hustle and grind and in constant action. So I want you to see if you answer yes to any of these questions. Are you always trying to wake up earlier, worried about your working schedule, 9 to 5, or wanting to wake up at 6 or 5 in the morning or 3 a.m.? Do you get mad at yourself when you do not stick to your schedule and when things come up and you don't do your routines? Are you always trying to be more productive and discover the secret to fix and solve your problems? Do you have a long to-do list and you are consumed by accomplishing everything on that list, or you don't even know where to start because the list is so long and you really get caught in analysis paralysis and have no idea where to go? So you just do nothing. Do you feel overwhelmed and lost, trying to figure everything out in your goals? And do you feel in a constant state of motion, busyness, and stimulation? These are often signs that we are stuck in this constant action. I was stuck in action and didn't even know it. And so I bring this slide up so you can have a little bit more awareness of what your days look like, so that we can create this shift so you can actually do less. Because if you're still stuck in this hustle and grind, you're not going to be able to shift to doing less. So, and did you say yes to any of these? Comment a yes in the chat box if you did. All right, so let's start changing this hustle and grind story. So I need you to ask yourself, and you can take a picture of this slide because these are really good journal prompts. I need you to ask yourself, when did you start believing that your self-worth was based on your accomplishments and all the things you did in your life? Who are you doing this for? Yourself, your parents, society, your friends, people on Instagram that don't even know you? When did you start believing that you had to go, work hard to achieve all of your goals? When did you subscribe to that? When did you decide that you needed to fix everything right now? That was me. I was a huge fixer. And when did you stop making yourself and how you feel a priority? When did you start forgetting to ask yourself how you're doing, how you're feeling, and checking in every day. And here, when did you tell yourself you were not enough unless you accomplished XYZ? This is really huge because when people would ask me, oh, your action is probably a worthiness issue. I'm like, nah, I'm worthy, right? And you might be thinking the same thing. I am so worthy. It's all good. But then when I really started to look at, no, this is an enough thing for me, because I don't feel like I'm enough if I don't create that business, if I don't make that money, if I don't live in that house. Like, I actually don't feel like I'm enough and that I was worth being here on earth. I didn't, right? And then we start misevaluating. Is that even a word? I make words up all the time. What our life is actually supposed to be. You are not here to hustle and grind and to achieve. And until we can accept this belief and thought, you will always be stuck on that hamster wheel and you won't be able to allow things to flow into your life. Is anyone resonating with this? Yeah? Huge. This was huge, huge for me. And you may not even hear it as I'm saying it right now to you. It may sink a year from now or a month from now. But I want to tell you, it is not your fault, just like it's not your fault that you're stuck in these different patterns, because we're fed the narrative. We've all had past trauma and experiences that are triggered within us. And I'm going to give you some tools to shift out of those triggers. And our friends and our society are always reinforcing these beliefs and patterns. And I'm going to mention this too, because this is huge. You are constantly ruled by the stories that you have created, that you have been told. Your thoughts are not even who you are anymore. They're who your parents wanted you to be, who your friends want you to be, who society wants you to be. I want you to truly question everything, because this whole hustle and grind is not the only narrative and story you are stuck in. So here are some other common stories that you might be stuck in. Have you ever heard yourself say, all men and women are blah, 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 whether you're dating them or you're friends with them? Oh, this always happens to me. Oh, just my luck. Oh, I'm not really good at that. Every time I speak to this person, it is la, 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 la. That was not cool of them to do. That was really wrong of that person to act that way. Oh, I should have done this. I just know that this is what I'm supposed to do. These are all stories that we get stuck in on a daily basis and that reinforce your blind spot. So when I'm asking you these questions, I really need you to start asking yourself and questioning everything, because this is how you're going to discover your blind spots. Because when you start accepting any of these statements and many more to be true, you reinforce your beliefs and patterns. Okay? So start paying attention to the words that you're saying and if they're actually enforcing your patterns. We're going to dive deeper though to continue to uncover some blind spots for you. Now, I need you to know, obviously, that this is, again, not your fault, because our bodies and our minds are always trying to make us feel safe. It's a self-preservation tool. So when we experience things in the past, we have a bad relationship or someone treats us a certain way, our mind is going to start to create stories to keep us safe. Oh, that happens, right? Oh, we're going to create the stereotype. We're going to create the story. But when we start living in those stories, your mind will start to make that true every single day. So you have to acknowledge the stories that you're living in so that we can start to shift them. And I'm going to show you how. So often, these stories will also pad us. They will pad our core fears. Now, here's a list of some core fears: that you're going to be alone forever, that we are not good enough, that we did something wrong, that it's not our fault, that no one will ever love us, that we are not taken care of. And you might read this list and think, I don't have these core fears. But when you start paying attention to the stories you're telling yourself, with every story, I want you to ask yourself, so what? Let me give you an example. Your boyfriend looks at another woman and you get all upset and you're like, oh, guys, men are so disgusting. And this is a story you're telling yourself. Men are so disgusting and they can't keep their eyes to themselves, right? You might be laughing while I say this. And in that story, you're creating a story. Do you see how that is not fact? You created the story. Now I want you to ask yourself, so what? So what? Well, if all men are like that, then I don't know how, I'm ever going to find someone. Okay, so what? Well, if I never find someone, then I'm going to be alone. Okay, well, so what? Well, if I'm alone, then it means I did something wrong and nobody loves me and I'm just not good enough. Do you see how when we really break down the story is like our armor. When we start throwing away the armor, we reveal all of these fears and insecurities and just lack that we have believed for so much of our lives. And this is where we start to break down the blind spots and break down the patterns. When we realize that so much of who you are right now and who you are bringing to the table is not who you are, but the stories that you've chosen to believe to protect yourself from perceived pain and perceived who knows what danger, right? And this is where I had to put this last point. We actually start to confuse our fear and intuition. Because have you ever been in a situation, and I see this all the time with my clients, where they say, oh, this just doesn't feel right. And it's not that it doesn't feel right. So often they're confusing that, oh, this doesn't feel right, to their fear being triggered and them being stuck in a blind spot that they just say, oh, it's my intuition. My intuition says no, or my intuition says that this person isn't for me, or my intuition says this job isn't for me. And this is where we get caught in our blind spots because we are believing our fears as intuition. So what I want you to do is even question your intuition, question everything. Because here, Joe Dispenza is one of my favorites. And he says 95% of who you are by the time you are 35 is a memorized set of behaviors, emotional reactions, unconscious habits, and hardwired attitudes, beliefs, and perceptions that function like a computer program. You have a computer program running in your body, and your mind might want to achieve specific goals and achieve and create certain things in your life, but your body has other plans. So now's where we need to come in, give you another computer program and press reboot, restart, download the new program and get that going, right? Because when you're stuck in this old computer program, you've essentially lost your free will. And your body continues to enforce the stories and the patterns that you want to get out of. So I am so happy for you to be here so you can start shifting out of those patterns, because I know, how long have you wanted the goals that you have right now, right? And weight is such a good one. I know most of the people on here will be women, and this isn't just an exclusively women thing, but how long have you wanted to lose the 5 pounds, the 10 pounds? You get caught in the pattern of the body. Okay, and we're going to show you how to shift that. So the old way to shift it, this is where the hustle and grind comes in. Oh, just have better routines, be more, build that trust with yourself, have better accountability, hire a therapist so you know why you are that way, right? They create that hype and that fake motivation. Read more books, wake up earlier, get a better strategy, be more productive, just make it happen, just push through and manipulate the outcome at all costs. And this is very temporary, right? My father used to train bankers and salespeople on Bay Street, which is similar to Wall Street for a Canadian. And he used to say we used to send them to training and they'd get all hyped and they'd be great for a week and then, right? So you have to really heal it at the core. And so the new way to start shifting this, which I've seen in my own experience and what has worked for me and my clients, is connecting to who you are, not what you do. Really start being relentless with your thoughts and start bridging that gap between what you know and who you are. right? Let go of the agenda of what you think should happen and start being more open, right? Here's where there's an element of surrender, and there's so much I can go through in this masterclass. We're gonna have to do another one, but I could talk about all of these elements for so long. But we need to really start shifting these limiting patterns and habits, right? So you see and feel this difference between the old way and the new way, where we want to get to the core in the new way so that we can really create this ease and joy and freedom. Because the old way, I tried it and I still felt super stuck and it just didn't feel good in my body, right? Anyone else? Yeah? Have you tried? What have you tried so far to start shifting your patterns? What has worked for you? I'm just going to take a quick sip of water. Okay, so take this client, for example. This is Jessica. And before working with me, she always believed that she needed to do more. So she hired me to do more in order to get more. But this was further from the truth. Now she does way less and hit her first 5K month and now consistently makes 5K months in her business. She also was able to pay off her $60,000 loan, which is amazing, by realigning to her values and being true to who she is, as opposed to doing more to get more, because that is not sustainable. All right, so here's the first shift. Within the hustle and grind, I'm going to summarize kind of what I just said as your key takeaways. You can take a picture of this slide, make notes. You have to know there is another way. Pay attention in your day. This is how you're going to get to some of those blind spots. Pay attention in your day to all of the stories and opinions that you have about how things should be or how things were in the past or are going to be in the future. Always ask yourself, even your intuition, why do I do this? Why do I think this? Where did I learn this? Where did this come from? Is this real? And or is this my truth? Is this something that I want to be true in my life? Because the only way you're going to change it is to stop telling the old story. Right? Okay, now warning. This is huge. Do not turn to your friends who enforce your patterns and beliefs. What the heck does this mean? When I really started diving into my own mental Olympics here, I actually stopped talking to my friends about specific topics, dating, professional, because so often it's not their fault. Everyone's stuck in their own wounds and their projections. They're going to tell you what they think based on their experiences. They're not professionals, right? And when that happens, they will enforce your pattern. When you vent and you just want them to say, oh, yeah. No, the venting kind of needs to stop, because when you vent, you reinforce the belief and pattern. This person is awful. And if they just say, yeah, that they are, that's so stupid. They're so stupid. They're enforcing the belief. You want, right now, when you're venting, you want validation. The fear, the core fear here is you want validation. You are all alone, right? You're the only one that thinks that. And if you're the only one that thinks that, well, you're probably going to be alone forever. You're venting for validation. So start validating yourself. So I'm going to go through these shifts, and validation is a key part in that. And you're going to see why from this pattern. Does anybody need to stop talking to their friends? Are you seeing, and you might now see it because of this masterclass, when you start talking to your friends about things, are they enforcing patterns that you don't want to be true? You just had that breakup and they think, oh, well, they were too good. You were too good for them anyways, right? They never deserved you. Are those truths that you want? No. The truths that you want are, this is an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to trust. What do you want to reinforce in your life? This is going to come up through this entire masterclass. So I want you to quickly assess before we move into this next phase. If 10 is your ideal social life network, What are you at right now? So I want you to think about your social life, meaning your friends, your mentors, your network, your Rolodex. If your ideal is a 10, where are you now? I want you to write a number down on a piece of paper or type it in the chat box with me. Network, what number? Where are you now? Relationships, romantic relationships specifically. Where are you right now on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being the best ideal case scenario. Where are you living right now? Write it in the chat box. Yourself, when you connect to your highest, most amazing self. If that person's a 10, what are you now? Write that in the chat box. Where are you now? And your business or your career. If your ideal dream business, career, income level is a 10, where are you now? And this is just a quick assessment on these 4 areas of your life so that you know where you are and we can start building a strategy of what's the next best step to get you 1 point higher. We don't need to get you to a 10 overnight, but we need to get you from a 6 to a 7 or a 7 to an 8 or even a 2 to a 3. It's just 1 step at a time. And these tips we're talking about tonight will definitely help you to get there. Now, this is coming back to this philosophy that your thoughts create the life that you live. So when you look at the numbers that you had for your network, your relationships, your career, yourself, hard truth is you have created that. Your life reflects your thoughts. What you see in your life is a reflection of who you are. Not what you achieve, it's a reflection of who you are. And every day you enforce your beliefs without even knowing it. And through a lot of these questions today, we're going to start to uncover those blind spots. And you consistently look for validation to prove your current thoughts and stories. So let's start shifting those. Now, the problem is you created this, but it isn't your fault. And this is where manifestation, I kind of have a little bit of a problem with manifestation because so many people in manifestation, they think, oh shit, I did this. This is all my fault. And then we really get down on ourselves. So I don't want you to get down on yourself. I just want you to look at your current life around you and use it as an indicator or a benchmark for your thoughts. Whatever you see, if you're at a 5 or you're at a 7, awesome. Now you know where your thoughts are. Your life is a reflection of your thoughts. So if your life right now is only, 4 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10, or it's at a 7 out of 10, great. That's feedback of where you need to improve your thoughts. So let's dive deeper. Think about yourself in each of these scenarios. So you get a bill in the mail. What's your automatic emotion? Emotion or thought? If you don't know the thought, pay attention to the emotion because they're linked. You have to pay for your rent and don't have enough money left in your bank account. Your date doesn't show up. Your friend doesn't text you back. Your partner's kind of cold to you after a long day or after they get home from work, right? Your partner looks at another woman. You get dressed and you look at yourself in the mirror and nothing fits you. What is your emotion or thought in all of these situations? We are constantly having subconscious thoughts that we don't even notice. Do you notice what you think about when you look at the mirror every time? Probably not. And these are where your blind spots are in your everyday actions and your everyday experiences. So this is what we need to shift because you think your problem is you don't have enough money. It's too expensive. Oh, this isn't the right time. You don't look the right way. If you look different, it would be better. Or, oh, the market's saturated, or this industry, I'm not a fit in this industry. Or, oh, my friends are kind of selfish and they don't have time for me, right? Or I'm behind, I should have started earlier. Or my parents messed me up, or my coach isn't good enough, or my teacher, I need a mentor. These are not your answers. These are not your problems. The problem, like we've said, is you. And that use your assessment in your life as a benchmark of where you need to go and where we need to improve. Just a heads up, we might go a little bit over time, but we still should be good. Okay, I'm just doing a little check here so you can check your time as well. So here's Victoria. So Victoria, when she started working with me, she said it was an eye-opening experience to her identifying her patterns and thoughts. Let me tell you, Victoria was in consistent victim mode. She always thought it was her business or her friends or her clients that were the problem. She had no idea and no awareness of what she was actually bringing to the table. She had no idea what those thoughts were in some of those questions that I just mentioned to you. And this is where you need to continue to increase that awareness. And sometimes having a coach or someone to help you will help you get there. Right? Because then you start knowing what you're bringing to the table and you can start creating, like Victoria, she started creating fulfilling relationships, a thriving business, and clients that absolutely loved her and referred her a ton of people. So here's the solution. And I've mentioned a lot of these things. Everything works together. We need to increase your awareness of what's going on in your life right now, right? Use everything that you're seeing and experiencing as a benchmark of how we need to evolve and just shift. It can be the smallest shifts. Start questioning everything. Shift your thoughts, your emotions, and pay attention to your triggers. So I'm going to show you my 5-step solution to doing this. Find your alignment, feel good every day, and create space and routines to support your alignment. So let's go deeper into this. So here's my 5-minute trigger strategy to start shifting your triggers, shifting your thoughts, shifting your emotions. Now, your thoughts create your emotions, create your patterns, create your habits. So we got to nick it right at the beginning. So we're going to start paying attention to your triggers and emotions to shift your thoughts so that we can start improving your relationships, your network, your business, all that jazz. So number 1 is increasing your awareness. If you don't feel like you have awareness, set your alarm to go off on your phone every hour. You can do this for 24 hours. You can do this for 7 days. And every time that alarm goes off, ask yourself, how am I feeling? What was I just thinking? Start breathing. And you can I do all these 5 things at the same time when I notice I'm triggered. So number 1 is I'm aware. What was I just thinking? Number 2, I breathe, because when you're being triggered, your body is having an actual chemical reaction. When I worked with the Heart Math Institute in California, we would work with police officers and firefighters that would see, this is where we start reacting to our external environment. So if you can breathe through 90 seconds, everything after that is all you. So just breathe and know that your emotions are not always, they're not you. They're not who you are. Start listening to your thought. Ask yourself, what was I just thinking? Listen to your body as well. Where am I feeling this in my body? Here we see validation come up. Actually say to yourself, I hear you. I see you. I get why you feel this way. And then here's our opportunity to soothe yourself and become your own best friend. So let me quickly recap. When you are triggered in life, be aware of the trigger, breathe, take 3 deep breaths and then 3 deep breaths and then however many you want. Listen, what was I just thinking and how am I feeling in my body? Validate. I get it. I get why you feel this way, right? Give yourself the validation. Just like a kid needs validation. You have 2 parents. One parent says, oh, I can't believe you're crying again. And the other parent says, oh, that sucks. That must have hurt. Which one are you in your mind? And then we need to start soothing ourselves. We got this. Start being your own biggest cheerleader. Okay? Now, here, if you do not start increasing your awareness, you need to ask what this is going to cost you. You're going to be stuck in your old patterns versus actually rewiring your brain and getting you closer to your goals. You are going to be caught in your emotions, thinking that your emotions are who you are, and you're going to be all flustered. You're going to be caught in your thoughts, thinking that your emotions and thoughts are real. They're not real. We just need to start rewiring the conditioning in your brain. You're going to start being aware of your thoughts, beliefs, and your body, right? Versus not. Your body and your thoughts are speaking to you right now, whether you believe it or not. You're also going to start being able to meet your own needs and working through those core fears that are coming up, which we talked about earlier. And by you soothing yourself, you're going to start building that trust with yourself and improving your life. Okay, so when I was working with the HeartMath Institute in California, they were, and if you are interested in this, you can dive deeper, but we were, like I said, working with police officers and firefighters so that they were at peak performance regardless of what was going on around you. And they demonstrated that the heart activity and your cognitive function was impacted by your emotional state. These are also triggered by thoughts and memories. So your thoughts and memories are going to impact your cognitive function and your heart activity. This will cause stress. So stress, negative emotions will cause this, and it actually inhibits your brain activity. So when you're caught in a trigger, it's really hard to get out of that pattern and limiting belief. So creating these structures like that 5-minute trigger strategy is really going to help pull us out, right? And this is, this is pretty common sense, but I wanted to throw this up here. Obviously, when we are triggered by our thoughts and emotions and stress, we don't have the cognitive function. So I just need to reiterate this here so you can see the connection of it all tying together. And if you're interested, you can also go look at more information with the HeartMath Institute. But at the end of the day, this is just proof that you need to change your thoughts to start changing your life. So here's where we come into a millionaire mind. What is a millionaire mind? It's a person's ability to embody the energy of $1 million life, personally and professionally, by connecting to their unique truth and transform everything around them, regardless of what is happening around them. So you can have a millionaire mind. I had a millionaire mind, even though I couldn't afford food and I couldn't pay for my mortgage. And I truly believe that my millionaire mind helped me to create the life that I live today, and which is why I'm doing this masterclass with you. So this is really important, and we are almost towards the end, so hang on with me. We are almost there, but you don't need another self-help book, because if you're anything like me, you read all of them, and here's where you need to start practicing what you know. You need to start being who you need to be. Your life is a reflection of not what you know, but who you are. And this is where we create that shift and we really uncover those blind spots, right? Is this connecting with all of you? Yes? Hands up. Okay. So let's look at Mary. Mary, when she came to me, she thought she needed perfect execution. She needed the marketing strategy, the sales strategy, and she didn't even believe she had mental blocks. But in working together, when we shifted, we didn't even work on the strategy at first. We just started shifting her mental blocks. And just through shifting her mental blocks, she was able, before she wasn't making any money, and she thought she just needed a better strategy to make money. Can you relate? Because I was there too. She didn't need to just have a better strategy to make more money. She had to change who she was showing up as. And when she changed who she was showing up as, that's when she could do less, because she attracted everything that she needed. And this wasn't a passive attractive, like law of attraction. This is deeper, right? This is you going into your current thoughts and patterns and habits that are not serving you. And that's where this connection is. And then she was able to transform her relationship with her son. She found an amazing partner and her business just exploded, right? Are you starting to see the difference here? I hope so, because this is really what I want to connect with you for. So if you're really honest with yourself and you were to ask yourself, okay, if all of my thoughts and patterns and routines were written on a movie script, what would that script look like? Right? Because your life is going to be a reflection of this script. Would you be so proud of this script that you would give it to your child or your best friend or your partner? Or would it be full of hatred and judgment and putting yourself down all the time? Because here's where you need to flip the script and start becoming your own best friend. Now, the good news is that the time now, today, is the easiest moment to make this decision and to create change. Because every day you are stuck in these patterns, it just gets harder and harder to change. Because if you see here on this, so if today here, you decide, I'm going to start making these changes now. Every day you can start to go in an upward trajectory. But every day you decide to stay in the pattern, you continue to go down. And then it's harder, you're further down, and you're at a lower place to increase. That's why sometimes, our grandparents or our parents, they are so stuck in their ways. And the older we get, the more stubborn we get. We don't want to be there. We want to actively grow and evolve into that beautiful, vibrant, amazing person and life that I know you want, because it is so possible for you. So let's take Michael Jordan, for example. Everybody can say that his success is because of his work ethic, or he knows basketball so well because of all his experience, or he has the best shoes, or his coaches, or his teammates. But even himself, he admits that his successes come from his mindset. He says he's missed 9,000 shots. What happens every time he misses those shots, or he loses these games? Or 26 times he's been trusted to take the game-winning shot and he missed. He has failed more times than anyone. It's not your failures that are going to define you, but what you do in those failures. Now, only you know the truth of what your thoughts and what that script looks like. But look at the evidence in your life as a reflection of your thoughts, right? Let's be really real here. Because if you don't have the relationships, the friendships, the network, the business, the career, the body that you want, something has to change. And it's going to start with you and your own mental Olympics. So the good news is when you start entering the mental Olympics, and these are things that I experienced and my clients experienced, is that you start getting more opportunities. Clients come to you, you start making more sales, you have so much more confidence, you lose weight, you sleep better, you know how to communicate better and set your boundaries, you know how to attract the right support and mentors and strategies that you do need when you need them. You have more meaningful relationships and everything just flourishes. And here are some of those added benefits that I just talked about, like weight loss, more time, better sleep, right? Also, obviously more money. That's always a bonus. So quickly, and we're finishing up now, so I appreciate you being here. You are the seed. You're the seed that gets planted in the soil. Now your life and your thoughts, you got to nurture that soil. Water it and fertilize it. What are you nurturing the soil with? What container are you putting that seed into? Because even an oak tree will not grow if you put it in a small little container. It's like a fish. You know those different fishes that depending on the container, they grow to their container. Your life and your thoughts are the container. What container have you placed yourself in, and how big are you allowing yourself to grow? And I'm going to show you, I planted these at my house, And they started out the exact same size. I'm not sure if you can tell how different they are because the actual containers are a different size. They started out the same size. The one on your right is in a much bigger container and is now 10 times the size as the one on the left. And I planted them at the exact same times. So are you the one on the left that has put yourself in this small little container, right? Not really managing your thoughts, just going through life, playing victim and blaming other things? Or are you ready to really flourish? So here was my promise, that you do not have to feel this way any longer, and your life can be easier than you think it can. You can have the amazing friends and support and a beautiful relationship and a thriving business and feel your most confident, amazing self. I promise. And so here's to recap what we talked about today. We talked about strategies to break the hustle and change the stories. We talked about simple routines and questions to uncover the patterns and blind spots in your life. We talked about my 5-step framework to start mastering your millionaire mind, shifting your triggers, shifting your thoughts and emotions. And we connected how mastering a millionaire mind is actually going to help you to expand your network, strengthen your relationships, and improve your confidence in your business. So now you have a choice after hearing all of these things. Are you going to DIY all of these things and try to figure it out? Or are you going to link arms with a community of people who are doing the same thing, who are going to help call you out on your BS, who are going to help you figure out those blind spots, and who you can enter the mental Olympics training with? So if you choose option B, and I want to tell you here that neither is wrong. It's just where you are at in your journey right now. But if you choose B, I have an option for you and solution. So my goal is to give you a step-by-step guide to master a millionaire mind in order to scale your business, increase your revenue, improve your relationships, your network, and become your most vibrant, amazing, most confident self, all with ease. So I really want to transform this stress and hustle and grind and action into inner peace, wealth, abundance, and freedom. And that's why I created Launch Your Power. So Launch Your Power, what I've done is created 5 essential modules, which we have our network, our goal setting and focusing, our networking, our relationships, our self, and our business. So it's a 4-month online program, which will restructure all of these areas of your life. I've broken it out into guided meditations, workbooks, journal prompts, videos, and live group calls. I'm so pumped for this because the last couple of weeks, especially the last month, my clients have been seeing such amazing results. My one client just had a 10K day by implementing these things we're talking about. And I know that not everybody can afford a one-on-one coaching price tag. So I've put together everything in my brain to create these 5 modules for you so we can go through it in a group program. So module 1, goal setting, focusing phase. We'll go over what's holding you back. We'll help you create the right strategy to do the right things in the right order, which is super important. And we will help you build a strategy to execute your goals and break patterns that are no longer serving you. Module 2 is your networking phase. So we will help you find your tribe, your friends, your people. We will also help you to find mentors that will help to support you and grow wherever you're at in your career or your life. And I think your social life is also really important. So we're going to talk about that in the networking phase as well, because you got to have fun. And then in the relationships module, we're going to talk about how you can become your most confident self, whether you're in a relationship or you're single. We're going to ignite your love life because it is so important. Love is beautiful. I want you to love. I want you to be love, and I want you to have love. And we're going to talk about manifesting your ideal relationship, whether you're with someone or you're not. okay? Because it's irrelevant whether you are in a relationship or you're not. Everything will be useful for you. And then I'm going to teach you how to learn, evolve, and grow from every single relationship experience, past and current. I have lots of stories there. I have some funny ones that I share in this course. Okay, so then we go into module 4, where we're really looking at this. We piece everything together to uncover all of your blind spots, connect you to your most powerful, amazing CEO, vibrant self, help you to manage your emotions, your stress, and all of your thoughts. Although we do that through the entire thing, we go real deep. We go even deeper in self. And then we design custom routines to help keep you in alignment and to keep you at your best self without you having to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And then last but not least, we go into the business phase. So we go into how do you apply all of those strategies into your business so you really can unlock your millionaire mindset in your business, shift your money mindset, increase your productivity, your business strategy without having to do all those things that we're told. And then I'm going to give you my exact process to really step up as a leader, CEO, and make an impact on others. I've also included my sales, community growth hacks, and connection hacks to help you, because I'm an entrepreneur and I want to obviously help entrepreneurs as well. So with all of these 5 modules, we go through it in a 4-month period. Really, I could sell each module for $1,000 to give you $5,000, but it's not $5,000. Don't worry. I really just wanted to break it out to you because I may end up selling each module individually in the future for essentially the same price I'm selling it to you now. So the total value of all of these modules is about $5,000. Now, if you want to go grab your spot right now, because there's limited availability, go to launchyourpower.com/online-course. Go grab your spot, limited availability. I do have a promo code for you, so stay with me. Now, what I'm including in this round, probably never again, because I'm just so pumped and I really want to work through this with you and hold your hand through the 5 modules. I'm including a 1-year VIP membership, which includes bi-weekly trainings and over 100 videos and interviews with other professionals and experts. I'm going live with you to do live training and Q&A every month, plus an additional opening call. So there's 5 calls in 4 months, and I have those dates for you as well. If you can't make them live, however, you do get the recording. And then I'm also going to break down my exact process for social media, sales, and my routines that I do, as well as my 7-figure blueprint for your business. I also am going to give you a 100% guarantee. So if you do not like this course and this course is not for you, I will give you all of your money back. I don't care, because I know this is going to help you. And I also don't want you to feel like you bought something that you didn't want, you're not going to use, and you don't like. I will give you a full refund. No questions asked. And you also get lifetime access to this course by being a founding member right now. So what that means is, as I add new workshops and videos and trainings, you will have access to all of it. So now here's the good news. So being part of this masterclass right now, I'm giving you $500 off. This will never happen again, but I'm just feeling really generous and super pumped because all my clients are doing so amazing that I want more people to be joining us and having these experiences as well. So if you go to the link right now, and I'm going to pop it up in the next slide, use promo code MASTERCLASS, and that's going to give you $500 off only until Monday, the 16th. Okay. But take it now because there's limited availability. So I want to make sure you get it. So go to get your $500 off now. Go to launchyourpower.com/online-course/ I don't think you have to put the last slash, but go to launchyourpower.com/online-course. Okay. So this is just to recap everything. So we have 5 modules: goal setting and focusing phase, networking and mentorship, friends, social life, relationships, romantic relationships, self, coming in as your best self and really showing up as your ideal self. No other way to say it. Business, shifting your money mindset and bringing all of this mindset stuff into your business so that you just make more money. And then I'm going to give you my 1-year VIP membership, live group coaching for 4 months. You can steal all my processes that I mentioned, social media, sales, all that jazz. I'll give you 100% money back guarantee if you do not like this course, and lifetime access to the course as it evolves and grows. So this is a $15,000 value. I'm not selling it to you for $15,000, even though my one-on-one programs and my masterminds do sell for this amount. So I need you to know that I'm giving you such a good deal. Number one, you're already getting $500 off with the promo code masterclass. So it is not $15,000. The whole program, all of the stuff that I just gave you is only $14.97. This just to tell you is less than my monthly one-on-one coaching price. So I need you to know how much value you are getting and how all of these concepts, I am giving you everything of my mindset and my business techniques in this. Now you also get your $500 off. So it's only $997. Now you can pay in one payment of $997, and you can go to launchyourpower.com/online-course, or you can also pay installments. So you can do 3 installments of $550, which means you can start the course right now. Our first session is September 2nd. So you can start right now the actual course, get a head start for $550, and then you can go from there. So go to launchyourpower.com/online-course. Now, if you have any questions at all, please go to my Instagram at I am Vanessa O. Send me a DM right now saying Millionaire, and I will answer any of your questions. So 100%, this is a no-brainer. This, you can see here, you get all of this basically for $550, 3 payments of $550. Super, super affordable. And if you have any, I am just so passionate because I know how much this will help you. And I wish that I had this years ago because I know how much of an impact it would have been for me. So here we go. So here's Sarah. Sarah was working with me. She was working with another coach, and it didn't necessarily resonate with her values. And she was kind of nervous to work with somebody else. But in working with me for 7 days, less than a week, before working with me, she didn't have 1 paying client. And in 1 week, she got 4 paying clients and is now a completely different person. And I'm just so proud of her and so happy. Now, the important thing to note here is that I was able to help her make small shifts, small tweaks in major ways. When you did the assessment in your life of where things are at right now in your network, your relationships, yourself, and your business, it may just need small tweaks to help you get amazing results. So go to launchyourpower.com/online-course and you will be in, and then use the code masterclass. And you are in, and I am just so excited. So you can get started right now for $550, and then our first call is September 2nd. So right now, when you join, you'll get immediate access to the course. Like I said here's our calls. Calls start September 2nd. If you can't make them, you will get the recording. We have a private Facebook group. You can email any questions to launchyourpower@gmail.com. And again, please, please, please DM me Millionaire if you have any questions. So here's everything. Just to recap, we have all 5 modules: goals, networking, relationships, self, business, your VIP membership, live group coaching, all my processes, 100% guarantee I'll give you all your money back if you don't like it, and lifetime access. So I am just so pumped for this. go to launchyourpower.com/online-course. So I'm just so grateful for you all being here. And I hope that this all resonated with you. Please, we're going to jump into Q&A. If you are still here live, if you're catching the recording, I cannot wait to see you and launch your power. Thank you so much for watching. And I'm going to stop this recording so that we can head to Q&A.